You just said shut up?
All right, guys, this is Old School coming back at you with another clip. Well, I have three of them, really. And in this one, I'm asking that question, what would you do if your child did this to you? I'm trying to keep you guys out of jail, so let's kind of, yeah, y'all need to stay out of jail, folks, because I know what's going to be on your mind when you see this. So I'm going to walk you through it. You don't want to go to jail, okay? So let's look at these three.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, what's going on, man? What you guys? Mom told me you had a friend over, man. What you guys in here doing?
Nothing, Dad. Just in here playing a video game. Hey, bro, why do you let your dad just walk in your room without knocking, bro? That's super disrespectful. In my house, I don't tolerate John and Karen doing that, man. There's no way they're gonna walk in my room without my permission and ask me anything, man. I just don't understand how you deal with that, man. That's crazy. Hey, bro.
Talk about a bad influence. Look at Dad. I know exactly what he's thinking right now. But don't do it. Don't do it. Let him keep talking.
Chill out, man. Just play the game. No, man, you gotta speak up, man. It's gonna keep happening.
Hey, hello. You guys know I'm standing right here, right?
Yeah, Dad. I'm sorry, bro. What are you apologizing for, man? Yeah, we see you standing there, and this is what I'm talking about, man. You have to put your foot down, or stuff like this is just gonna keep happening.
Hold on 1 second for me, sir. I'm gonna talk to you. Since you brought this young man into my home.
This is why you have to count to 10. Being in the business, I've been in for the past 4 decades. I've seen a lot of this, and I know the outcome of it. Dads wind up with what we call spin numbers, which are on their records for the rest of their lives because they kind of lost it. Especially with, this is not a friend. This is a total moron. Not his son, but his son's friend. I'm surprised that he hadn't been thrown, I started to say through the window, but I mean thrown out of the house by now. But I respect that, and I just love these clips, especially when I ran across these three.
I'm gonna go to my room. Probably give myself a nice 10-second countdown, and when I come back, if he is still in this house, I'm not responsible for what may happen. And you're probably going to have to call John and Karen to come pick him up because as of right now, this young man is trespassing in my house. All right?
Now, the only problem with the trespass part, I don't think that's going to hold up because his son did invite him into the house. But I know where Dad's coming from. Boy, do I know where he's coming from. But what he's about to do is the right thing. Yeah, it really is because nobody dialed 911 and the popo hadn't shown up yet, so or ambulance. So Dad's doing real good on this. I like this.
Yes, Dad. And whatever, bro.
Whatever. 10, 9, 8.
You just said shut up?
Now, on this one and also the previous one, I just want to let folks know that I firmly believe these are skits. And the reason being is I always ask myself, if it was natural, who's doing the videoing? So that tells me right off the bat that it was kind of staged, it was set up. But the meaning is still the same because, as I said, in my career time, I have seen individuals go to jail behind losing it with their kids. Disciplining your child is one thing. Abusing your child is something totally different. And it can get to the point where it becomes criminal. And when it becomes criminal, then guess what? Somebody's going to jail. And then somebody might be going to the hospital prior to going to jail.
Is she just spit on me just now?
Yes. Are you out of your freaking mind?
Do that, kid. You do that. I'm gonna hurt her. Do that, kid.
What the?
Is she just spit on my face?
What?
Now, another thing I want you guys to recognize is that, as I said, this is possibly a skit, but in actuality, there's a deeper problem here. This young girl decided to spit on her dad, and we really don't know the reason. Like I said, it could be anything. But the problem is we have to find out, where did this come from? What caused this? Who's influenced her to do something as disrespectful as what she just did? That is the ultimate thing you can do to a person, is by spitting on them. In law term, that's an assault, because you're exchanging bodily fluids, and you just assaulted that person. And I realize this child is too young, but even if you have older kids and they do something like this, guess what? Somebody's going to jail, and oh, where did that come from? Oh, sorry. Somebody's going to jail, and somebody's definitely, well, not definitely, but somebody may possibly go to the hospital. And as I said, in my career time, I've seen a lot of this, a lot of this. That's why the parents have to learn how to control themselves. And I applaud the mother. I think that she handled it perfectly. You couldn't handle it any better than what she did. But being old school, I'm not a fan of timeout. Not by no means. Not by no means. I would have probably taken everything out of her room, including the electronics and everything, and moved her little rear end out to the garage and say, "This is your home for the summer, and you better be there the whole summer." But that's just old school.
Freaking grounded.
And what she just said, you don't discipline a child when you're angry. She's 100% right, because that adrenaline is flowing in this guy. He's ticked off. He went and grabbed that belt, and he's ready to do something that's going to that's going to send him to jail for assault on his own child. And that's wrong. That's why I said I applaud the mom for what she's doing. She's standing in between the two of them and trying to discipline the child and trying to knock some sense into her husband at the same time, because I know she don't want to see him go to jail. But as I said, and as I said, I truly, this is my third time saying that this is a skit, but there's some underlying problems here with this child that caused her to spit on her father. And I always ask myself, where did you get that from? Where did you pick that up from? Who showed you or told you about spitting on your dad, or what's going on here? Those are the questions that need to be asked. They need to be asked. And a lot of times when you sit down there in the calm and talk to them, they will hopefully understand what they just did and how bad it was.
Calm down.
You can't tell me what to do. She's been mopping.
When you're done calming down.
Grab your son.
Hold on. Because we're screaming everywhere.
Grab your son, though.
I'm going to grab it.
She's spitting my face, not yours.
I understand, but...
That's a disrespect. She's spitting my face?
I understand, but you need to calm down before you hit her.
You spit my face?
You need to down.
Moms turn babies into boys, but it's the dads who turn boys into men. And when the dads are absent or emotionally absent, and when they haven't been taught how to be a man.
100% right. Because, and I can relate to this, and I just have to live with it the rest of my life. But when the dads are absent, what becomes of the boys? Because now they've been molded by the mothers. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but moms can't teach their sons how to be men. And that's something that a boy is going to need to know when he grows older. He's going to know what it's like to be a man. How do you treat a woman? And if you don't know all of that, guess what? He's going to wind up in jail. behind not knowing or not caring.
How to stand up and shake hands. You don't just say hi to someone. You stand up, shake hands, make eye contact. If a woman's going up the escalator, you stand behind her. If she's going down the escalator, you stand in front of her. If you're walking on the sidewalk with a woman, a man walks on the street side. You're opening doors.
And ladies, y'all hearing what he's saying? He said what he's right on point. He's right on point. But one thing he didn't say that I'm seeing a lot of in a lot of these videos on TikTok, Instagram, and all this other stuff, is women don't know how to treat men. They don't know how to respect a man. Let me throw this in here because it ticks me off to no end. A good man don't care about how many degrees you have, or how much money you make, or what type of house you live in, or what kind of car you drive. A man don't care about all that because a good man is already responsible. He can take care of himself and his wife, or he will find out how to do that. But if you don't know how to treat a good man, that good man is going to leave. He's not going to take it. God knows I know that one from the heart, because it's not worth his time and it's not worth his effort. We need to get past all this nonsense of I don't need no man and all that stuff. Okay, try living your life in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, and all you have are your cats and your dog in your house. And you have no kids, someone to take care of you. And that's what this generation is leading to. And it's really, really sad. It's really sad. But it starts at the beginning. A woman, a mother cannot raise a boy to be a man. Ain't going to happen. That's why the penal institutions are so packed now. So ladies, y'all have a lot to think about. This is not one-sided, because I see on this, you're always blaming the man, but I never, ever hear any lady, and I'm not saying 100%, as I always usually say, on these TikTok things, I never hear any of these TikTokers, the women, admitting fault. They always pivot everything toward that man. But my question is, what did you do to cause that man to be the way he is? This is a two-way street, ladies, not one way.
For women, you're a savage and a servant. You're a lamb and a lion. Are you going to show up as a passive-aggressive man, or are you going to show up as a guy who can protect, provide, and preside, lead his family?